We convened here just last week at his district office, and you'll notice behind me that nobody seems to work here, that the name of our former congressman is on the awning. We'll continue to convene and hold him accountable. It is clear from George Santos' own words that he will not resign. He has said that he's not going anywhere, and despite pressure from Republican and Democratic elected officials, despite outrage from constituents here, despite making local, state, federal, and international headlines, he refuses to go.
Because if George Santos doesn't resign, we're stuck with him. What we need is the second path also, which is we need Congress to expel him. I know that's extraordinary, but these are extraordinary times. George Santos is a national story. He's a national embarrassment. We have never seen anything like this before.
And that is why today we are launching the Where's George campaign. We are encouraging people all across Long Island and Queens, if you see George Santos in public, take a picture of him and upload it to social media with the hashtag Where's George. Again, if George Santos won't come to us, then we'll come to him. What George Santos has made clear is that he thinks these 2 years are going to be a walk in the park. George Santos believes that people will simply forget about this story. He believes that he'll weather the storm and that these 2 years will be a cakewalk. I am here to remind you, George, that we will make every single day in this district a living nightmare until you find us. You will not be able to go into the bagel store, you won't be able to go into the supermarket, you won't be able to get a bite to eat. Everywhere you go, we will be there to hold you accountable. You don't get to run for Congress and hide from the people who voted for you. You don't get away with being the biggest fraud in modern American political history. And we will work day and night to hold you accountable. I think what's interesting is George Santos went on far-right extremist Matt Gaetz' podcast, and he said, I hope you have the strength that I have when they come for you. But what George Santos is doing is the opposite of strength. He's behaving like a petulant child. He's showing weakness, not showing up for the voters who elected him, not showing up to do the job that he got elected to do, but hiding.
Clearly, we have issues. We have economic issues, we have social issues. We need somebody to represent us fairly in Congress. And clearly, George Santos isn't going to be able to do it for us. Right? I think if the Republicans feel that they want to keep Santos there, keep another liar, con man, weirdo, wacko in Congress, then they should probably make him their poster boy. But frankly, he's not helping Long Island. So impeach him and make him the poster boy. Thank you.
Now, George Santos doesn't live in this district. In fact, George Santos may not even be a citizen. And I continue to challenge him to provide a record of your birth certificate. George Santos, we know, doesn't live here. But what George Santos doesn't know is that Long Islanders don't give up that easy. We're not just going to roll over and accept the fact that our congressman is a liar and a fraud. We don't give up that easy. And we'll continue to join as Republicans and Democrats together to hold him accountable, to call him out, and make every single day a living nightmare until he does the right thing and resigns.
We need him gone. He can't be here for the 2 years that it's going to take for an ethics investigation, especially now that
we aren't being represented in Congress. And that's a disgrace. Obviously, George Santos is a stain, as was described by the Nassau Republicans, on New York 3 and our district, and the country. And so we need to be organizing, and we are organizing, to get him out.
I'm going to say a few words first, and then I'm going to turn it over to...
If you see George Santos in public, and now George Santos, after a week of being our congressman, has a week off from Washington, so we know he's coming home. Let's give George Santos the warm reception and welcome that he deserves. And so if you see George Santos, upload a picture of him with the hashtag Where's George. If George Santos won't come to us, then we will come to George Santos.